So we're here with Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura on 7 points using the new scoring, but only 1 point out of first place. Are you pleased with that score going into day three?
I think it's good that I'm in second place considering all the winning positions that I've messed up through the first 2 days. So from that standpoint, it's good. I haven't played great, but still to be where I am, like I said, having turned winning position into a loss yesterday, and then two much better, if not clearly winning positions today, into draws from winning positions. Certainly, it's good to be where I am, and there's still a lot of chess to go. So I think anything can happen.
You drew a parallel between your last game here in round 6 against David Navara and yesterday where your king may not have gone the correct way. It seemed like you paused a little bit right at the moment where you had the 3 pawns versus bishop. Were you just making absolutely sure that the king was taking the right path?
Well, it was two things. Yeah, I was just making sure that there was a win there, but I also had another option to go a2 as well, and reach bishop's opposite color ending. But I realized pretty quickly that was drawn, so it's just a matter of figuring out the quickest path to winning in the end game. So that's why I hesitated.
Yeah, so it's a weird endgame where it's better to have a pawn than a bishop. I mean, basically you had to decide which one you want on the a file.
Yeah, on the a file. What do you mean?
Well, you could have played a2 and ended up with a bishop on a1. Yeah.
Right. But that ending. The other problem is also bishop's opposite color endings. They are pretty drawish by their very nature. So it made more sense to just go for this because also, even if it's not winning, there's no risk. You have 2 pawns and the moves are pretty straightforward. So I was just making sure, and David flagged, but I still saw the winning plan anyway.
And going back to yesterday, we're asking every player about their game with Garry. Can you summarize what happened there?
That was an interesting game. I think out of the opening, Garry got a good position. He's actually gotten good positions, I think, in most of his games, but he started using too much time and trying to play too perfect, I would say, and he's managed to mess it up. Obviously I should have won that game. That was ridiculous what I did in the end game. But yeah, it was quite good to play Garry. I think probably the reason that I'm enjoying it more than I did in St. Louis is that there is, in a sense, more on the line. After the U.S. Championship, we all wanted to do well against Garry, but it didn't have the same feel as being a super serious event. So to play Garry where it feels like he's trying 100%, it's a lot more meaningful, and it's been interesting.
And final question, we're 2/3 of the way through the rapid. Which player do you think has been most on form so far?
Through the first 25 moves, it's been me by far. But if you look at the overall results and total games that have been played, I think I would have to say probably. I want to say Levon. That's who I would have to say probably. Nepomniachtchi is also on +2, but I didn't actually see most of his games today, so I'm not certain how well or how badly he played.
Fantastic. I know that the blitz is your forte, so we'll see how you do going forward.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.